Okay, well, I guess I'm back. And I decided I'm just going to, in spite of my better judgment, this is all kind of messed up. You know, one of the things I always talk about once a fortnight is to um, do your bases early on and get them right, and then you can finish the front, which is usually way easier. And then, of course, I never do it. So I think that might be a personality flaw that I have. Can you even see this? I'm pulling up here, so you probably can't even see it. Doggone it. Hang on. We will make a slight adjustment to render the situation tenable, maybe 11able. And I'm trying not to hunch down as much as normal to get all the power, because I might be able to do it without all the power, and I had a camera phobia where I have an irrational fear of my cap blocking the video and me not noticing it until I've spent hours of work trying to show you crap that I never will show you because the hat was in the way. I mean, I literally have nightmares about that. Gotta believe me, Martha. I'm always torn on these videos as to whether or not to try and actually make a great point or whether to try and make a great video. It seems like the two are not usually compatible. I can focus on one or the other. Okay. And say, like, why are you switching? Well, I do different stuff with different tools. On this leather, I can make it roll better over and lower. So I can thin it better. If there's a bunch of convexity. Now, of course, I could have done the same thing with different flake scars with indirect percussion. But see, that's a pretty dang big pressure flake. And so if you expand your capabilities with the various things you can do to where they overlap, then it becomes more up to you when you switch from one to the other and less dictated by the circumstances. I'm just being silly though. All right, so we're being brave. All right, in theory, we're going to pretend that that's finished. Trying to go quicker. Okay, so this is a little bit off, and we're going to leave it off on purpose. And you're like, what? Like, yeah. Yep. Gonna hit not from the right location. What? Yep. Why? I don't know. Because If I was doing this for real to use it, what would I be trying to do? Get a good tool, right? I think so. What do you think? I don't know. Is it any good? We'll see. Flute. I'm just using this little rounded abrader to take a few little flakes, which gives me a preliminary cleanup right there, because I need it abraded a little bit anyway to take my other little flakes. I'm bringing that outward, and I'm trying to put blenders in at the same time. And this is always kind of semi-critical and semi-annoying to try and get it just right, because when you're looking at it from this end, let me see if I can get this focused. Oops. Did it focus? No. Stupid thing. Anyway, what you're trying to do is you want to get the edge for the next one right the location needs to be, but you have to look at the bulb from the previous one and see if it's too thin in here to not be strong enough to do what you need to do. Because if it's not strong enough because it's too thin and it's just going to fail, or the bulb's going to blow it out and blow it up, you need to actually move it and take some flakes this way and move it back there, and then go the other side and take some flakes that way to move it back here, like move it back and then forward again to get it lower, to bring this down to a thicker area to take your next flakes. And you never want to do that because it makes your flute shorter, but if it's what you need to do to keep from ruining it, then it's what you need to do. Does that make sense? I'm going to show you. I'm going to try and do a little bit. I'm coming out with it a little more. In this case, I'm not going to do it with a flaker. Coming out with it a little more. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to braid it on outward like I was going. And then I'm going to flip it and braid it back inward a little bit. And it's a judgment call whether you can do that with an abrader or whether you need to do it with your flaker. Okay? If that doesn't make sense, you need to call Jason Newman or Marty, and you need to tell them to go online and watch this video and then call you back and tell you what I meant. Okay? Now you say, what are you doing now? That looks like cheating because that looks like a highly technical device. Well, this is a diamond file. And I put more rounding and more grinding on that thing than I really wanted because I want a little better angle than that. And so I was putting the angle back on it. So now I need to isolate it because I made it way too strong. And if I hit it when it's way too strong, what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to get a big bulb. And in addition to getting a big bulb, it may fail. Okay, so now I'm taking the knife edge off the front carefully so I don't take the knife edge off my isolation. And this one is not straight either, okay? And you say, what? You don't want it straight? Well, no. See, it's over to that side a little bit? And you're like, why on earth would that be okay with you, the master of perfectionistic napping? And the answer is, I mean, you should have known me in high school. I'm just a wild and crazy guy. Okay, need to make sure I didn't put any burrs on that with the last one because heaven knows if you're ever going to not want to hit with a burr on your punch, it's when you're trying to flute a magnificent piece like this right here. Okay? Okay. All right. Boy, this is totally against my better judgment. How many times have I broken crap like this? We'll just never know. Yes, it's been that many. What do you think it did? I don't know either. You think it's terrible? Could be. Here we go. Dang. That's all y'all's fault. Probably a little bit too narrow a platform. Probably. Of course, we could always put that in our keeper case and never show it to anybody and no one will know. But that's just not the way we roll. So what we would do if we were real old boys, since we're going to try and stab a hose noser with this thing, is we would smack the fire out of it more times until it either blows up, breaks in half, or succeeds and gets us what we need, right? Right, that's what I think too, Mr. Cracked. I think that's what you ought to do. This is just terrible. Fine. I will hit it numerous times more until it gives up or I do. They say, wait a minute, you're just hitting on that and it's too thin an edge, it's not working right. What are you doing? The answer is, we don't know. So we're actually trying this striker. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. The other one didn't work right, so we're changing our luck. You follow me? That almost split it. Oh, this is terrible. I am so highly embarrassed. That one worked, but it's too late because it already messed up everywhere else. All right. So now we need to pop this off. We might have to, oh, there it goes. I guess we might have to pull out the big lever or finger. I mean, this is so incredibly embarrassing. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. All right, so here's this. Oh my gosh, it's 22 minutes. I'll be right back.